So, first of all, thoughts on the beard. I intend to hold on to it for a while, I think. So feel free to comment on that, my new look. But this is basically going to be a video about my wish list this year. I know that every year I usually put up a little something about it. This is my first Chromebook that you see in front of you, the Acer C720. And at the time, I loved the thing. I used it pretty much all the time. I even used it to take notes in class. But over time, as you know, things do get old, they wear out. And while the Chromebook itself was, while the Chromebook itself is still perfectly usable, it has reached its overall usefulness. It's basically hit the brick wall, as it were. I'm not getting any major updates. And beyond, just the usual bug fixes here and there, but no new features per se. At least I haven't really seen any beyond beyond that one video I did about a year ago, I think, of the new enhancements to accessibility for low vision users. Since then, Chromebooks have come a long way. To be able to run Android apps, and for me that is a big plus, because I'm noticing more and more, like I've got my Google Pixel here, and I actually spend a lot more time on my phone than I do on my computer. And I think the reason for that is because I'm finding the mobile environment easier to navigate than the desktop environment. There's less hunting around to do. You basically know where everything is. Because it's designed for your finger and not a little mouse, things are a lot easier to see. They're a lot easier to pinpoint. When I heard first that this was coming out, I was ecstatic. I was excited. Very excited. And can we make this go away, please? Avast, I know definitions are updated. Thank you. Oh, and now I've blocked myself. Oh, there we go. So, big plus. In fact, I remember when they first did the announcement on this, I was like a kid in a candy store. I was like a kid in a candy store, and I still am. Because if you think about it, with the exception of very niche cases, these days, a vast majority of general, and note that I put that word in quotes, general computer users, let's try it, general computer users, primarily do most of their computing on a mobile device or in the cloud. Now, I'm not saying everybody does that. Of course, I prefer to have a physical storage backup. In fact, I'll often keep 2 copies of a document here and in the cloud. But it's nice not to have to worry about thumb drives and so forth. But the majority of people, like I can tell you from personal experience, I'm on my phone a lot. And some may say that I'm on my phone too much. Well, from the perspective of somebody who's visually impaired, my phone provides a window into the world, because even now that my cataract is removed, for those of you who do not know, I had cataract surgery back in July, and my vision has improved since then quite a bit. Even so, I still sometimes find it hard, depending on the contrast, to read a newspaper, at least for any extended length of time. I just prefer the adaptability of a screen, because I can pinch and zoom on content, and I don't have to worry about, is this big enough for me to see? And like I said before, adding Android apps to the mix is a real plus, because that increases the flexibility by a ton. So one of my relatives, my apologies, that was a text message. So one of my relatives a while back got really tired of maintaining their old Windows system, and to be honest, I got tired of maintaining it as well. So they said, get me a Chromebook. So what I did was I bought them an Asus Chromebook Flip C100. A couple of reasons for this. They wanted something portable to not have to take out at the TSA checkpoint when we go on flights up to our summer house. they wanted something very lightweight where they could take it, take it everywhere with them. I wanted them to be able to run the Android apps because of Microsoft Office, and they use Microsoft Office and Outlook a lot. So I get them this, and due to a whole bunch of things basically happening at once that I won't go into, they still have yet to learn how to use it. And I won't go into it. Let's just say a lot of personal family stuff had come up in the last year, so they haven't yet been able to use it. But I'm very willing to teach them. I'm very excited to teach them. And I really like the design. I love the 10-inch screen. I love the keyboard. I love the metal construction. A couple of things that irked me about it, though, was the 10-inch screen because you got those big bezels and it's a smaller screen. The keyboard, while usable, from what I remember from the small time I did use it, it was a little cramped. And also, there weren't any USB Type-C ports. My Google Pixel has a USB Type-C port. A lot of modern phones these days have USB Type-C. Computers have USB Type-C. It'd be nice to be able to have a single charger for everything. So, with this in mind, I've basically taken into consideration the things that I like about my relative's Chromebook and put one on my wish list for this year. The Chromebook Flip C302CA. This thing has a backlit keyboard, sideways facing stereo speakers, the ability to run Android apps, 64 gigabytes of built-in storage, 4 gigs of RAM, which is more than enough for me, a USB Type-C all around, micro SD card slot, which is great because my video camera uses that. And then again, the big one for me is the Android apps, because I'd love to be able to have, say, a Skype chat going while I'm in watching doing some some web surfing or some typing in Google Docs and whatnot. And what's also really interesting to me, as somebody with partial vision loss, there's an app that I use on my Android phone called Voice Aloud Reader. And what that does is I can send, as an example, I can send a web document to Voice Aloud, and I can customize Voice Aloud to speech preferences, text preferences, highlight preferences, high contrast, large print, the whole bit. And I can actually send something from Mobile Chrome into Voice Aloud to have it read to me. Now, before the cataract surgery, I was using that all the time. And with Chrome OS, I think I might just do that again for extended reading sessions. So I'm very interested to see if that works. I'm interested to see if Skype works. If I could get a mobile version of Amazon Music, so that I could basically have it hovering next to my document, so I don't have to go back and forth between two tabs. That'd be nice. Just a whole lot of possibilities that I'm really looking forward to. Playing Tetris. Playing a really nice version of Tetris. A couple of years ago, I demonstrated playing Tetris on the web. And looking back on that video, I mean, the game and the video sucked. At least the way I see it. But no, so this is basically my primary item on my wish list this year, is the Chromebook Flip C302CA, 64 gigs of storage, 4 gigs of RAM. I've also got a USB Type-C thumb drive, so that I can easily exchange between the Chromebook and my phone, and any other devices that have USB Type-C. Because I really do think that in this coming year, especially after CES, I think we're going to be seeing, and the keyword is think here, because obviously we still have a lot of legacy devices, but I think that as the years go by, maybe within a couple years, I think USB Type-C could be extinct. And the keyword there is could. I don't know. I'm just making a prediction. I could be wrong. So yeah, that's basically my wish list for this year, is the Chromebook that you see in front of you, the USB Type-C flash drive, a couple of gift cards, and probably a new set of headphones, because I accidentally lost the cheap ones that I bought from Amazon. Actually, excuse me. Actually, the fact that I bought them so cheap was exactly to was exactly the reason, if they ever got lost, well, they got lost. I don't know where I lost them, but I lost them somewhere. And as a result, I'm obviously going to have to replace them. But the fact that they only cost $15 really makes me, it makes me smile. Because I know for a fact that, I'm not out a lot of money. So, but yeah, the main item on my wish list this year is the Chromebook Flip CO302CA. Oh, one more thing. Before anybody recommends the Google Pixel, the Chromebook, the Pixelbook, no. I'll tell you why. To me, it's not worth the $1,000 price tag, especially since, from what I understand, they are going to be bringing the Google Assistant over to Chrome OS on other models. I'd rather just wait for that. And even so, I've got I've got the Google Assistant on my phone. I've got Google Assistant in my Google Home Mini. So, hey Google, what time is it?
6:35.
So there you go. But no, so yeah.
19 o'clock, 73 degrees Fahrenheit.
Interesting. Anywho, that's basically my wish list for this year. Feel free to comment on the tech or on my new look. And thank you for watching. Comments are welcome, and have a nice day.